Hey guys, the question I want to deal with today came to me from a young lady I met at a conference. She came running up after my workshop and she said, "I'm so frustrated. I've been working with this team for a year and I just don't feel like they respect me. I don't feel like they follow my leadership. I just don't know what to do." Well, I spent some time diagnosing her issue and talking to her about it a little bit. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of ways you could answer that question, but today I want to deal with it from a high level. I think if you're one that's really struggling and feel like your team's not following you or your team's not respecting you, you got to consider two things. And both of these things come from my favorite verse, Psalm 78:72. And in this verse, it says, David shepherded the people with a pure heart and he guided them with skillful hands. This one verse tells us what made David such a great leader. You see, David had leadership spirit and he had leadership skill. He had leadership spirit. He was a man who followed after God. He knew God and he allowed God to shape his spirit and he allowed God to shape his personality. And he was a man who people loved because God shaped his spirit. But he was also a man who had leadership skill. God used him to do incredible things in the nation of Israel and to build a great nation. And it was because of his leadership skill. Now here's what I've discovered. For many leaders, they have one or the other, but sometimes they don't have both. And if you want to have the respect of your team, you really need both leadership skill and leadership spirit. For some people, they've got leadership spirit. I mean, they're great people and people love following them because they love the individual. They love the spirit of the individual, but they only follow them for so long because after a while they go, you know what, I can't follow them anymore because even though they're a great person, they're not getting things done. We don't feel like the mission is being advanced. And so they stop following you after a period of time. For other people, some leaders, they've got this great leadership skill. And people follow them because they're inspired, because of the vision and they get things done. But after a while, people stop following them because they think, you know what? As much as I love the vision, I just feel like a cog in this person's machine. I don't feel valued. I don't feel honored. I just, feel taken advantage of. And so if you really feel like you're struggling with getting the respect of your team, I want to encourage you to evaluate. Just take a moment and say, okay, I want to look at my leadership spirit. Am I demonstrating the fruit of the Spirit in my leadership to those that I'm leading? Am I demonstrating love and joy and peace and patience and kindness, gentleness, self-control? If some of those things are missing, that may be why you're struggling getting respect of your team. And for some, you need to really look and evaluate your leadership skill. Maybe people love you, but they've just stopped following you or respecting you because you're not getting things done. So evaluate yourself on things like, am I empowering my team or am I micromanaging them? Am I clarifying the expectations of the team or am I keeping things fuzzy and confusing? Am I really delegating and developing them or am I just sort of leaving them out there on their own? So make a list of leadership spirit characteristics and leadership skill characteristics and evaluate yourself against those and try to grow in those areas. And as you do, you'll grow in respect with your team. So thanks for joining me today. I hope this was helpful to you and I would love to hear your comments below. What are some things that you have found helpful to gain the respect of those you lead? See you in the next video.